Hello and welcome back. In this video I will take you with me north all the way up to the northernmost parts of Finland. Back in August, my mom and I packed up the van and set out for a 4-week-long road trip through the north to Finland, Norway and then back home through Sweden. Our goal was to reach Finland in a couple of days and from there on continue onwards north. It's quite a long drive. From my home back in Denmark to Tornio, the border town in Finland, it's more than 1600 kilometers. It was truly a journey through time, from summer back home to autumn in the north. Since it's such a long drive, we made sure to include lots of detours during the first 3 days on the road. These detours included hiking and exploring the unique nature in this part of Sweden, such as the high coast. We spent the nights in nature reserves and swam in the cold Baltic Sea in the morning. There is something truly liberating about traveling in this fashion. No deadlines, no specific goals, other than of course the end goal. Just going with the flow and doing what we feel like in the moment. That is the true definition of vacation, in my opinion. We had lovely weather all the time. We had sunshine, calm nights, no wind. I have no notes. It was truly a wonderful experience to go this way up to the north. There's something strange about traveling for so long and then suddenly you have reached your first goal. We arrived in Haparanda, the Swedish border town, and then drove straight over to Finland. And in true European fashion, it was a very straightforward experience. Crossing the border to Finland, you cross Torneälven, a large river that flows from the mountains and acts as a natural border between Sweden and Finland. After some initial confusion about what time it was, Finland is apparently 1 hour ahead from Sweden, which we weren't aware of. We continued on north, crossing the Arctic Circle before finding a place to stay for the night. After some initial struggle of understanding the local language, we managed to find a nature reserve on a small mountain that offered a great view of Torneälven and the surrounding area. We parked the car and after exploring a bit and enjoying an amazing sunset, we went to sleep, beyond excited to finally be in the place we have talked about visiting for so long.
Så, kan du ikke med?
Early the next morning, I was greeted by a lovely dense fog that had shrouded the entire area in its magic. So naturally, I picked up my camera, grabbed Sinky and went out exploring. There was something a bit eerie about this area, a mystic feeling I couldn't quite put my finger on. The treetops have broken off from many of the trees and it almost seemed like they were growing backwards, which created a very unique experience. I'm heading back to the van for some breakfast. Just took Sinky for a nice morning walk here in the little mountain forest. It's foggy and it's still pretty early, but it's really, really wonderful to be here. Really, really love this. It's so, and you can see autumn is slowly arriving with lovely yellow leaves. And now, yeah, as I said, back to breakfast, and then we are off to our cabin we're going to stay at for the next couple of days. We left behind Torne-elven and drove into the land. I got so happy when we saw our first reindeers. I love reindeer so much, even if it's in a parking lot. We had rented a cabin for a few days to give ourselves a little treat after the long drive. It was in a pretty remote area very close to the Pallas Ylläs National Park. We actually managed to lock ourselves out of the cabin without a phone and with Sinky still inside the cabin. Luckily, there was a really helpful neighbor nearby who managed to get a hold of an extra key and help us back inside. I have never tried to be locked out of the house in my entire life, and I do not care for the experience at all. But I will say that it was a great way to say hi to some locals. We are out for a little afternoon walk. It's absolutely perfect 1st of September weather right now. It's warm, no wind almost. It's sunny. It's so nice. And tomorrow we are going to a national park just 20 minutes in that direction called Pallas Ylläs something. I think it's going to be really, really pretty.
Keep a strong mind and a light heart. The castles you build will one day fall apart. So keep your eye on the horizon, but don't forget where you are. Hanging on to the shore, but life is a ship that's already left the port. And you don't have to be perfect, that's what the journey is for. We are all finding our way, the best way we know how. There is no better place for you to be than where you stand.
I'm out by myself in the woods close to our cabin. Thingy's staying there with my mom, so I can have some alone time taking photographs and videos. These woods are so lovely. They're completely wild and full of reindeer and birds, and I really love being here. I think I'll be back someday. I'd also like to see it covered in snow. Yeah. Ooh. There's lots of mosquitoes, but that's to expect. I love these forests. Also, there's a few mountains, but it's mostly forest, and it looks amazing when you fly the drone up and you can just see trees upon trees upon trees. And that's the thing I dislike the most about my home back home. It is that we don't have any proper forests. We cut them down like hundreds of years ago, and there's a lot of work going on to restore them and bring them back, but getting forests like this and nature like this, it takes centuries, millennia. And I love it. It's so lovely. But it's getting a bit dark, I think, and the mosquitoes are starting to eat me because of the rain, so I think I'll head back and have dinner before my mom starts to yell at me for being out too late. It just started raining, like super soft rain. The cabin is just over there. I'm heading in now before everything gets wet. But tomorrow we will leave this area and continue north up to Hetta and then towards Kautokeino and Alta in Norway. So onwards to the next adventure. Also, one thing I forgot Of course tonight I'll go into the sauna. It's great to have one of those available.
Let's go around the world.
Singy, singy.
Just you and me, we can see it all. Let's go and live our dream. Just you and me through an open door. Live life to the full. Can we try find a way to that place we've seen in magazines? Let's see if there's something more, something beyond these city walls. Live life to the full. What are we waiting for? Just you and me forevermore. Let's go around the world. Just you and me, we can see it all.
It's our last day in Finland right now. We'll be leaving in a couple of hours, less than a couple of hours, and head into Norway. I will definitely be back to Finland because it's my kind of country. Not as many mountains as I like, but the forests are to die for. I can't even comprehend this much forest. Hi, Stink! Back home in Denmark we don't have this much forest. It was cut down like hundreds of years ago by stupid people. So I just love when we go places where there still are old forests and you get this feeling of nature actually being alive instead of just being kept, which is how it feels in Denmark. We have forests, of course, in Denmark, but they are all man-made except like I think 2 or something in the entire country. And it's just not the same feeling. It feels tamed and under control, and out here it feels like, you know, in a couple of months this will be covered by snow. And I like the idea of nature being able to end you if it wants to. It's very dramatic, I know, but there's something very certain about uncertain things that I've always enjoyed, and nature is like the ultimate uncertainty. You never know what you get. You get sun, you get rain, you get wind, you get snow. Yeah, I like that, and I like the changing seasons. It's the best feeling when things start to shift and the leaves turn brown and yellow and orange and red. And of course there's blueberries everywhere, which Sinky likes. So everybody gets something they enjoy when we're out here. But this is only the first part of the journey. Finland is over and done now. I had a great time. We've been here for a week. Next stop will be Norway, and then from Norway we'll see what happens. There's only really one thing that can happen, but it's exciting anyway. See ya!